Okay, so let us now go through a couple of just practice problems just to make sure that you have understood our discussion of this securitization and how this senior claim and the junior claim works. This is just kind of like the same example, but broken up into smaller pieces with some different numbers, right? So imagine that initially you had a portfolio which was consisting of two green bonds. Each of the bonds has a face value of 100 and the probability of default be equal to 10%. However, both green bonds have a correlation of gamma, which is between -1 and 1. And through this process of securitization that we have been talking about, you are able to create two new bonds with the same face value of 100, right? So we are going to call one of the bonds the senior bond, the yellow bond, and the junior bond, we are going to refer to that as the red bond. And in this example, what we are going to see is that what is the effect of this gamma in the two extreme cases that we discussed, 0 and 1, on the different kind of like the bonds payouts and so on, right? So we have here a set of questions for first in the case where you have got that these two green bonds are independent. So in that case, the this correlation gamma is going to be equal to 0, right? And you might want to kind of pause your video at this point and try and see if you can answer these questions on your own. And after that, we can continue. Okay, so let's go through these questions one at a time so that's to make sure that we have understood this basic theory, right? So the first question is, what is the probability that both the green bonds default? So what is the probability of both bonds defaulting? So these are uncorrelated and each of them has a 10% chance of default. So probability that both the bonds default together is going to be given by 10% into 10% or 0.1 into 0.1, and that's equal to 0.01. Okay. What is the probability that none of the green bonds default? So the probability that a particular bond is not going to default is 1 minus P or 90%. So therefore, the probability that none of them are going to default, again, we use the fact that these are uncorrelated. So the probability is therefore 0.9 into 0.9, and therefore it's equal to 0.81, right? So that also allows us to calculate what's the probability that exactly one of the green bonds default, because all the three probabilities need to add up to 1. And so therefore, the probability that exactly one of the bonds default is given by 1 minus 0.01 minus 0.81. These are the two numbers that we had found, or this is going to win by 18%. Okay. All right. Now, if you were thinking in terms of the green bonds, basically your portfolio would have been the following. So you had portfolio value being equal to 200 if none of the green bonds default. It's going to be value equal to 100 if exactly one green bond defaults, and 0 if both green bonds default. So based on this, can we calculate the expected value and the standard deviation? The answer is yes, because we now have probabilities that we can assign to each of these three different cases, right? So this first case 200 where none of the green bonds default, that's going to happen with probability 0.81. The case where you have got exactly one of the green bonds default, in which case your portfolio is going to be worth 100, that's going to happen with probability 0.18. And both green bonds default, in which case your portfolio is worth 0, that's going to happen with probability 0.01, right? So based on this, you can calculate the expected value of your portfolio. So 200 multiplied by 0.81 plus 100 multiplied by 0.18 plus 0 multiplied by 0.01. So if you do the calculation, you will see that it's equal to 180, right? Okay. You can also calculate the standard deviation. So with the same probability, how do you calculate it? Well, you go back to your basic probability. So standard deviation would be equal to the square root of variance. Variance can be calculated by looking at the expectation of the square of the portfolio values minus the square of the expectation of the portfolio values. And if you go ahead and do the calculation, the variance will be 1800. And so therefore the standard deviation is square root of 1800. So I let you do the calculations on your own. Okay, so this is what was happening with the green bonds. Now let's think about what is happening with the senior bond, the yellow bond, and the junior bond, right? So from the yellow bonds payoff, so what first we need to figure out is what is going to be the payoff in the different states of the world, right? So from the case in which you have got none of the green bonds default, then the payoff to the yellow bond is going to be 100. If exactly one of the green bonds default, the payoff is still going to be 100. And if both the green bonds default, then the payoff to the yellow bond is going to be 0. Why is this the case? Remember that the yellow bond is the senior bond, right? And so the first layer of losses are going to be the ones that is going to happen to the junior bond, right? So if that will be the case when you've got uh, at least one bond defaulting, so then in that case, one of the green bonds defaulting, then that loss is first going to be borne by the junior bond. And only in the scenario where you have got both of the bonds, underlying green bonds defaulting, will the senior bond not be going to be paid, right? So that means that this is going to translate to the following payoff, right? Okay, great. Now we know the probabilities of each of these, right? So none of the green bonds default. We know that the probability of that is 0.81. Exactly one green bond defaults. We know the probability is 0.18, and none of them, both of them are defaulting. The probability is 0, right? So that means that we can actually go ahead and calculate the expected payoff also, right? So the expected payoff is 100 multiplied by 0.81 plus 100 multiplied by 0.18 plus 0 multiplied by 0.01. So therefore, the expected payoff of a yellow bond across all these different states is 99. We can go ahead and do the same calculation for the red bond or the junior bond. Again, the trick is first find out in all the different states of the world what is going to be the payoff to the junior bond, right? So here, if you have got none of the bonds defaulting, then in that case, the red bond is going to be paid out the full 100. But if you have got that at least one of them is going to default, which will be the case where you have got exactly one defaulting or both defaulting, then the payoff to the red bond is going to be 0, right? So again, you can go ahead and do the calculation. So therefore, the expected payoff to the red bond in this case is going to be 81. Okay, so this was the case where we had this kind of like assumption that both the bonds are kind of independent, or so therefore gamma equal to 0. Now we can do the calculation for the case where you have got the green bonds are perfectly correlated, in which case you have got gamma equal to 1, right? In this case, basically you can view both of these bonds as just one single bond, which is worth 200, right? And then we can think about what's the probability that they are going to both default, right? And we can then think about what's the probability that none of them default. These are the only two things that can happen, right? Because they are perfectly correlated. So the probability that both of them are going to default is the same as the underlying probability that any one of them is going to default, right? So that's the point one. And in this case, now we can go back and answer all the same questions that we had answered in the previous example. So what's the probability that both green bonds default? So that's going to be 0.1. What's the probability that none of them default? That's going to be now 1 minus 0.1, because these are the only two possible cases. So that's 0.9. And the probability that exactly one of the bonds default is 0, because you cannot have in this perfect correlation case where one of the bonds is defaulting, but the other is not defaulting, right? Okay. So with this new probabilities, we can go ahead and calculate the expected value of the portfolio. So again, the portfolio is kind of like the same thing that we had as before, right? So 200 if none of them default, 100 if exactly one bond defaults, and 0 if none of the if both of the green bonds default. But the probabilities are now different, right? So you can do the same calculation. And so therefore, the expected value of the portfolio consisting of the two green bonds is given by 200 multiplied by 0.9 plus 0 multiplied by 0.1, or 180. Okay. What about the standard deviation? You can do the same way in which we calculated it. So you can see that this is now more risky, right? So the standard deviation has increased to square root of 3600 compared to square root of 1800. So increasing the correlation of the underlying default has kind of like made the portfolio more risky, right? Okay. What about the different kind of like yellow bond and the red bond payoff and the expected payoff? So you can kind of like do the same calculations, only the probabilities are now different, and the payoffs are still kind of like the same. If you do the expected payoff now, you can show that the expected payoff to the yellow bond is now 90 and the red bond is also 90, right? So compared to the case of gamma equal to 0, what you would observe is that the payoff to the expected payoff to the yellow bond reduced from the number that we had before, which was 99 to 90. And the expected payoff to the red bond actually increased from 81 to 90, right? So hopefully now you are kind of like, it's a bit more clear about how exactly this senior claim, junior claim works, and what are the effect of that in terms of doing all these calculations.